Back away. Now, Master Sergeant Cole's voice boomed through the comms. The trigger is seismic. We breathe too hard, and this whole city block comes down. We're going remote detonation. The rest of the IA team began to pull back from the complex web of wires and pressure plates. But one person remained perfectly still, their eyes fixed on the device. No, a calm voice cut through the static. It was Sergeant Eva Rostova. Remote detonation will collapse the subway tunnel underneath us. I can disarm it. Cole stared at the new transfer who had been on his team for less than a week. The woman they all called the Ghost because of her quiet presence and thin file. What he didn't know was that her file was thin because her most valuable experience was etched in the war-torn alleyways of places that didn't officially exist on their maps. Sergeant Eva Rostova knew her presence on the elite bomb disposal squad was an unwelcome disruption. For years, this unit had been a tight-knit brotherhood, and its leader, Master Sergeant Cole, made no secret of his belief that she was a political hire. She spent 2 years on paper-pushing assignments, he grumbled to his men. One high-pressure situation, and she'll fold. This isn't a place for experiments. Now, in the basement of a downtown skyscraper, that high-pressure situation had arrived. The bomb wasn't in any manual. It was a chaotic masterpiece of repurposed military hardware and handmade triggers designed for maximum terror. Cole's by-the-book methods were useless. Rostova, that's an order. Pull back. Cole yelled, his own confidence shaken. With respect, sir, your order will kill dozens of civilians trapped on the train below, she replied, her voice steady. Her hands were already moving. She ignored the primary wires everyone was focused on and reached for a small, insignificant-looking capacitor soldered crudely to the side. This wasn't a guess, it was a memory. The same trigger design, the same cruel logic. She'd seen it before in a sun-scorched marketplace, a mission that was nothing but a redacted folder back at headquarters. In the command truck, the team watched on her helmet cam, breathless. Cole was about to physically pull her from the room when she did something that made them all flinch. Instead of cutting a wire, she took a small metal tool and tapped the casing of the device, creating a sharp, specific vibration. A tiny green light on the timer flickered and went dark. The countdown stopped with 3 seconds remaining. When she walked out of the building, the entire team was waiting. Cole stood before her, his face pale, the arrogance gone. How? Was all he could manage? That's not in any training protocol. Eva looked at the men who had been so quick to judge her. Because protocol doesn't account for desperation, she said simply. And the person who built this was very desperate. The next day, a new assignment sheet was posted. Eva Rostova was no longer on backup duty. She was now in charge of a new training module, unconventional threat analysis. Pinned to the sheet was a handwritten note from Cole. It had only 2 words, teach us. He approached her before the briefing. I was wrong, he said, his voice quiet with respect. I'd like to learn to be half as steady as you are. Eva nodded. The first lesson, Sergeant, is that you don't stop a bomb by proving you're better than it. You stop it by understanding the person who built it, and by making sure your team gets to go home.